Apex News, India Northeast.
Welcome to Apex News India. I'm Sanya Lengdo. Let's begin with a look at today's top headlines.
Allegations over public hearing on the proposed Sri cement plant at Daistong. The Jaintia National Council Central Executive Committee has alleged that the public hearing on the proposed Sri cement plant at Daistong was held in an atmosphere of fear and obstruction. Addressing the media, JNC CEC President Sambormi Lingdo claimed that villagers and JNC members were prevented from reaching the venue. He alleged that unidentified masked men and certain village leaders, reportedly sponsored by the company, stopped people on the road. According to Lingdo, some of the individuals were allegedly armed and under the influence of alcohol. He further claimed that a dumper truck was deliberately parked across the road to block access to the public hearing site.
Excuse me, sir. I think, look, this is not the way, sir.
See, we'll talk later.
Negasngi, niliang yung ka Jaintia National Council. Tumpawi yung jing singaw si ka ukro. Jing sken ne deman go kasngi wa ka Sri Cement peman go ya ka public hearing. Haka chinong Daistong ilka nong kle. Andre na kaliang kasen hawa perchangi ulai cekathaw man ka public hearing. Capan sengai hacitin luti don hi. Kawayu pela cucu wada em ko bi ka dampar ka waca ya surak. Wada kata ya kalai kawan yang kipat ba. Entok do ketela debu bi ya ki ini ki Sri Cement debu ko ya kita ki kang ki yang ka wa cispa ngut ki buru ki wa khanglat i wa ulai cekathaw peman ka public hearing de bo ong kani to ka kam yang ki leka yang i. Ta kani hi man ko ki ka umyu pediang le ka wa man perca ya ka an. Hakat kam ka EIA notification arajan ru de kelam chega bau nu nong chong chunong yang kami khalia yeu pun snyau ya ka jing snyau ko yang o hakan nu ka public hearing kham tam hayato wa ka jing cha kta ya ka mariang lene ya ka environment ka yang i na kaliang ka sen da pengkra ya ka jing tho ka wadaman janai bha da kadaw la ya chibon ki jing duna yang kani ka EIA report yang kani ka Sri Cement ni ba am ka jing tengkhan ya ki kendon yang ka EIA notification arajan ru Hendrai ka wasnal siu ong wa imyo ayu poi cekitai kitau ki wat mui. Te ikam ka sen mem kwa ikanu ka jingi snam lene kanu ka jingi klumar wa ki pradok ki prasnam ki yong i. Tada wan da dong biang i cakani ka da dong deni kata da emi hini po khmat office UDC bo up UDC kenang yo submit ya kani ka jing thok ka yong i. Ina kaliang ka sen penpau ka jing snyausi ka wakro wa yoi wa ta po ka district ka yong i kat ni ki an member lagi ki polis hejing sket report wacha khang luti UDC dalai na khmat yang i de perchang i kelam UDC beto kenim to ka galuti handre UDC de kentat yo kelam wa i de wa ongu beto yo kelam ani haden ta jing sket abo UDC de yo ya kini ke jing ja jing sket ka kamram ko yang o to open sengek le kun ria ya kini ki bru ya kini ki jing wit ki jing thut ha kini ke luti ulai ka public hearing ta yo jing tip cho ile bobat kinong chong chnong yang ka Daistong ki wa percha dam ke jing khanglat ke yeki da ki ni ki bru ki wa da kani ka Sri Cement da pengkrek go kita ki kang chnong ki yong ki te i kam ka JNC hi bum chong klik ti i Andre ya kani ka kam i daulai ga chakhamat langba ka ain yeu lai chaduk cha high court ne benta kani ka kam ne bha kani hi man go ka jing yoroi ka jing pengkhan ya ka constitution yang kari India ne bha ka constitution yang kari India da kadau che go wa nu nong chong chnong yang kari India emu ka hok wo pen snyau ya ka jing snyau ko yang o freedom of speech le ne freedom of expression แต่ก็นี่หิมมันก็จริงอยู่รอยด้วยก็ฮอกยองอีเห็นไรเดมันก็แหละก็จริงอยู่รอยยาก็ Constitution of India แต่อีนั่นก็เลี้ยงก็ JNC วมเยี่ยเปลี่ยนอย่างนี้แต่เราประชังนี่แหละอับอยู่ดีซีเลยดีอะไรดิมันตู้เราอีกลามีโอเราปันจิงเชนโอฮัลโหลกันนี่ก็คำแต่ก็นี่ต้องก็ message ก็ว่า clear จาก government ว่าสังเกตเนาะกันนี่ก็จริงแหละดันบอร์ก็ยังพี่กันโมว่าหัน sound snem ก็บอร์ก็ยังพี่ดาวคุดก็แต่ในแต่ดาวอีกำก็ JNC กว่าอีพีก็มาไปบ้าเดเจ็ดอีพีชิครีฮอกอยู่ไปบ้าคำตำผมเฮาอยู่เบนพี่กิดุกิรังลีแต่ก็นี่ต้องก็ message ก็ว่า clear ว่าอีนั่นก็เลี้ยงก็เซนวมเยี่ยเปลี่ยนได้เลยอยากนี่ก็จริงแหละเบอันก็จริงเป็นคำดากิกังก็จริงวมHejing sket yakini ki public hearing to apply dekat police department upat je kalau law and order hendak now siu ong waka police department la daman ga kanong pat ke don hi hejing ito wakani ka kam.
Congress opposes proposed changes to MG Narega scheme, warning that it could severely impact rural livelihoods. Addressing a press conference, MPCC Secretary Manuel Badwar termed the proposed amendments as an attack on the soul of MG Narega. He said the scheme guarantees 100 days of employment as a legal right and ensures livelihood security for rural families. Badwar alleged that the changes would shift decision-making powers from local bodies to the centre, weakening village-level institutions. He also raised concerns over reduced budget allocations, warning that women workers would be among the worst affected. The MPCC cautioned that declining rural employment could trigger large-scale migration to urban areas like Shillong.
What to happen is that it throws the power away from the public and it gives the power to the government. And the government now will decide on so many things that, so the dignity of labor of the villager, the strength of the villages, and the administrative power of the villages is all gone. Now, the moral responsibility of the state to protect the weakest is actually been taken away. So this is what is the biggest attack that the BJP is doing to the public at large, be it in Meghalaya, be it in Haryana, be it in UP, be it anywhere. Now, the other point is that we're trying to say here is that, with this new act that they have formed, the budgets as to what money will go to which village and so on and so forth will be decided by Delhi, who has no link and no understanding of the grassroots level of what is happening in those villages as far as we are concerned. And on top of that, everything will be in the cloud of that bureaucratic structure. Whether they will give, they will not give, whether they will notify, they will not notify, all of that will happen in the hands of the government, which is a very dangerous trend again. Because now then what will happen is that there will be no efficiency, there will be no social justice whatsoever. We are particularly against this because of these things, especially when we look at it. Because the truest term that will impact the public at large, I'll give you an example, is that there will be definitely, while they say that they've increased the day from 100 to 125 days, but in reality, the number of days will definitely get reduced because they are curtailing on the budget that they will allocate, and that's for sure to happen. They will ensure that, women folks, especially in the rural belt, will not get paid at all. They will not get the right to work. They will not be able to work, for which the survivability of families will be definitely under threat. And these families who probably will not be able to survive will probably start migrating from villages to cities. And that's a very, very big threat, especially for places like Meghalaya, whereby we also we don't have the capacity to absorb as many people as possible, and especially for cities like Shillong and so on and so forth. So which means that villages now will have access to funds, access to livelihood will be far, far lesser than what it is. So now the problem is, it will even boil down to the other aspects of family life, which means that children will be pulled out of school, will be asked to go and work, which is also a very dangerous trend that might occur. Because of, you can understand that, in Meghalaya, as Baban has earlier mentioned, that 15 lakhs people are under this umbrella of you. So 15 lakhs people will get impacted for sure, in some way or the other, and that might impact their family. And if children get pulled away from their school just so that they can sustain a livelihood and they asked to work, then that something which will be detrimental for our society at large. Okay, so the other thing is that exploitative labor also will start happening. So people are not able to get the dignity of labor, for which other contractors and other people, employers might take full advantage of this and ensure that they pay far less than what they're supposed to pay, because there's no competition from the government who ensures that their livelihood is being taken care of. The other thing is that a lot of these families, especially in rural belt, if they have financial burdens, they will start looking for funds from somewhere else. They'll start taking loans, they'll start doing everything else. And there are a lot of opportunist people out there who will definitely take them into consideration. And what will happen is that many families will be stuck in what we call as a debt trap. So if they're stuck in a debt trap, then what happens is that they'll never be able to pay back. So they'll become slaves on their own land, on their own fields and on their own villages, which is a very dangerous trend. So we feel that, it is not just the name change that is what we're protesting so much about. It is all the other things that might impact the society at large. And in Meghalaya especially, whether they say that no, the funding will continue like how it is before, this is just lip services that we feel that we believe that they are doing. But in reality, believe it or not, we can 100% be sure that this will definitely impact the village life as far as we are and our understanding is concerned. And Meghalaya being such a poor state, this will impact the livelihoods of many people. This will impact our society. This will impact in so many ways which we believe that we should protest. And this is not that we're just saying it for the party's sake or whatever it is. We are also calling other parties like other regional parties from the state to come up and raise your voice when it comes to this. This is not just about politics. This is more to do with the livelihood of the millions of people who are living in Meghalaya also. Yeah.
Rabha organizations form new committees. At Hahim, along the Assam-Meghalaya border, Rabha organizations held their day-long biennial convention on Thursday. During the representative session, previous committees of the Rabha Students' Union, Rabha Women's Council, and 6th Scheduled Demand Committee were dissolved, and new committees were formed for a 2-year term, followed by oath-taking. Several dignitaries from Kamrup district attended the event. Speaking to the media, Namal Kumar Rabha said, Hahim being a sensitive border region requires special attention and sustained efforts to maintain harmony and development.
Manirai kamikare rengo aru singi rabhadukini rapsam mapake tikenge rasamo moi nikhil rabha satron সংবিধান মানি কাম কৰি যাম আৰু ৰাভাজাতিক উত্তৰৰ হকে কাম কৰিম জাতিনি কামিখাৰে ৰেংগাই আন যদি আকাংক্ষাক মানি চাওঁলো আমাৰ জাতিৰ আকাংক্ষাক আন মানি ললো জাতিৰ কাম কৰি যাওঁতে যদি মই কেতিয়াবা সংবিধান উলংঘা কৰি তেতিয়াহ'লে মই যি শাস্তি দিম মই তাক মানি লওঁ এই আমাৰ কিৰা সৰকাৰী যিখন আমাৰ ইতিমধ্যে অসমীয়া ভাৱত কি হৈছে মই পঢ়ি শুনালো এটা পুনৰবাৰ আমাৰ পঢ়ি নুশুনা আৰু এই মোৰ কি হৈছে পুৰা কাইজা কিৰা নতুন সমিতিখন গঠন হৈছে নতুন সমিতিখনে যাতে জাতীয় কাম কাজবিলাক ভালকৈ সুচাৰুৰূপে কৰিব পাৰে তাৰ কাৰণে মোৰ ফালৰ পৰা আন্তৰিকতাৰে কামনা কৰিলোঁ আৰু পৰ্যবেক্ষকসকলক মোৰ ফালৰ পৰা আজিৰ জৰিয়তে আন্তৰিকতা কামনা কৰিলোঁ আৰু আমাৰ সকলো সদস্য বা কৰ্মকৰ্তাসকলক আজিৰ সভাখন সুচাৰুৰূপে চলাই নিবৰ কাৰণে অংশগ্ৰহণ সহায় কৰাৰ কাৰণে মোৰ ফালৰ পৰা আন্তৰিক ধন্যবাদ আৰু কৃতজ্ঞতা গ্ৰহণ
নিখিল ৰাভা ছাত্ৰ সন্থা নিখিল ৰাভা মহিলা পৰিষদ আৰু ষষ্ঠ অনুচ্ছেদ দাবী সমিতিৰ কামৰূপ জিলাৰ অন্তৰ্গত হাহিম এটা ঐতিহাসিক অঞ্চল এই হাহিম আঞ্চলিক ৰাভা ছাত্ৰ সন্থা ৰাভা মহিলা পৰিষদ আৰু ষষ্ঠ অনুচ্ছেদ দাবী সমিতিৰ আজি দ্বিবাৰ্ষিক অধিৱেশন অনুষ্ঠিত হৈ যায় আৰু এই অধিৱেশনৰ লগত সংগতি ৰাখি প্ৰতিনিধি সভাৰ জৰিয়তে তিনিটা আঞ্চলিক সমিতিৰ নতুন সমিতি গঠন হয় পুৰণি সমিতি ভংগ কৰি আৰু নতুন সমিতিৰ হাহিম আঞ্চলিক ৰাভা ছাত্ৰ সন্থাৰ দায়িত্ব ভাৰ পায় আমাৰ বিক্ষয় ৰাভা সভাপতি আৰু মিথুন ৰাভা সম্পাদক হিচাপে লৈ হাহিম আঞ্চলিক ৰাভা ছাত্ৰ সন্থাৰ নতুন সমিতিখন গঠন হয় লগতে হাহিম আঞ্চলিক ৰাভা মহিলা পৰিষদৰ নতুন সমিতিখন গঠন হয় অনুপমা ৰাভা সভানেত্ৰী হিচাপে আৰু বন্তি ৰাভাক সম্পাদিকা হিচাপে লৈ আৰু হাহিম আঞ্চলিক ষষ্ঠ অনুচ্ছেদ দাবী সমিতিৰ নতুন সমিতিখন মানে প্ৰশান্ত ৰাভা সভাপতি আৰু বশিষ্ঠ ৰাভাক সাধাৰণ সম্পাদক হিচাপে নিৰ্বাচিত কৰি 2 বছৰৰ কাৰণে তেওঁলোকক দায়িত্বভাৰ অৰ্পণ কৰা যায় আজিয়ে আৰু আপোনালোক সকলোৱে জানে হাহিম অসম মেঘালয় সীমান্তৱৰ্তী এটা অঞ্চল এই অঞ্চলটোত ইয়াত বসবাস কৰা ৰাভাৰ লগতে বিভিন্ন জাতি জনগোষ্ঠীৰ লোকসকল আমি বিশেষকৈ ইয়াত বসবাস কৰি আছো ইয়াত শান্তি সম্প্ৰীতিৰে আমি সকলোৱে মিলাপ্ৰীতিৰে চলিবৰ কাৰণে হাহিম ঐতিহাসিক অঞ্চল ইয়াত নিখিল ৰাভা ছাত্ৰ সন্থাৰ প্ৰতিষ্ঠাপক সাধাৰণ সম্পাদক জননেতা সব্যশ্ৰী ৰাভাৰ ইয়াত জন্মস্থান হয় আৰু এই অঞ্চলটোক আমি বিভিন্ন অঞ্চলৰ লিখিয়াকে সৰ্বাংগ সুন্দৰ কৰিবৰ কাৰণে আমাৰ নিখিল ৰাভা ছাত্ৰ সন্থা নিখিল ৰাভা মহিলা পৰিষদ আৰু ষষ্ঠ অনুচ্ছেদ যে সংবিধান আছে সংবিধান অনুযায়ী আমাৰ মানে 2 বছৰৰ মূৰে নিখিল ৰাভা ছাত্ৰ সন্থা আৰু মহিলা পৰিষদৰ সমিতি গঠন হয় আৰু ষষ্ঠ অনুচ্ছেদ দাবী সমিতিৰ 3 বছৰীয়া কাৰ্যকাল আৰু 3 বছৰৰ মূৰত নতুন সমিতি গঠনৰ প্ৰক্ৰিয়া আছে আৰু আজি সুন্দৰভাৱে দিনজোৰা কাৰ্যসূচী ৰাতিপুৱা পতাকা উত্তোলনৰ পিছত শ্বহীদ তৰ্পণ গছপুলি ৰোপণৰ পৰা আদি কৰি দিনজোৰা কাৰ্যসূচীৰ ইয়াত প্ৰতিনিধি সভাখন অনুষ্ঠিত হয় আমি ৰাইজৰ বিপুল সঁহাৰি পাইছো আহি থকা দিনতো নিশ্চয় এই হাহিম অঞ্চলৰ মানে যিকেইটা সংগঠনে আজিৰ তাৰিখত গুৰু দায়িত্ব হিচাপে লৈ কাম কাজ কৰি আছে জাতিটোক আগবঢ়াই লৈ যোৱাৰ কাৰণে এই ধাৰা অক্ষুণ্ণ থাকিব নিশ্চয় একে কৈছো
2 HNLC overground workers arrested. Meghalaya police have arrested 2 overground workers of the banned Hinyorthrep National Liberation Council in connection with an IED blast at a Dhar company site in Shimplong, East Jaintia Hills. The blast on December 15th damaged a water tanker but caused no injuries. Police said the accused confessed to planting the explosive device using commercial gelatin sticks. The case has been registered under sections related to attempt to murder, terrorist acts and the Explosive Substances Act. Police rejected HNLC's claim of casualties, calling it false. The accused are expected to be produced in court today. KSU tribute to U Soso Tham. The Khasi Students' Union paid tribute to legendary Khasi poet U Soso Tham by unveiling a life-size statue at NEHU on his 35th death anniversary. The statue was unveiled in front of the Central Library in the presence of former KSU President Samuel Jirva, current KSU leaders, students and family members of the late poet. Floral tributes were offered to honor his lasting contribution to Khasi literature and identity. Security alert in Jammu region. Security has been heightened in Samba, Jammu and Kathua districts after locals reported spotting 3 suspected terrorists in the Mansar area of Samba district. A local resident claimed he saw armed men carrying backpacks in a forest area and fled after sensing danger. Police and security forces have launched search operations in the region. Rijiju on election reforms. During the Parliament Winter Session 2025, Union Minister Kiran Rijiju said discussions on election reforms have clarified allegations raised against the Election Commission and the SIR process. He stated that this was the first detailed discussion on these institutions in Parliament.
इलेक्शन कमीशन को जिन्होंने आरोप लगाया सबका पर्दाफाश भी हो गया, सच्चाई सामने में आया और देश के लोगों ने देखा है। इसलिए पहली बार ये आप लोगों को जानकारी में इलेक्शन में बदलाव के लिए अगर कानून बनाता है तो उस पर चर्चा बहुत बार हुए हैं, क्योंकि कानून तो संसद ही बनाते हैं, लेकिन अलग से स्पेशल इलेक्शन कमीशन और इलेक्शन रिफॉर्म्स को लेकर के चर्चा पहली बार हुई है। उसको आप देख करके समझ सकते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट डिस्कशन के लिए कितना रेडी रहता है। एसआईआर फर्स्ट टाइम नहीं हुआ, कई बार हुए हैं, कभी चर्चा होते नहीं थे। तो इलेक्शन रिफॉर्म्स, उसमें बाकी प्रक्रिया एसआईआर को लेकर के भी पूरा 2 दिन बहस होने के बाद दोनों सदनों में, और जब जवाब हुआ, गृह मंत्री जी ने जवाब दिया और हमारे मेघवाल जी ने और सदन नेता नड्डा जी ने भी उसको अपना बात रख करके काफ़ी चीज़ क्लियर किया। मैं मानता हूं कि इस चर्चा के बाद कोई कंफ्यूजन अभी नहीं है।
Concerns over situation in Bangladesh. Former Ambassador Anil Trigunayat has expressed concern over attacks on minority communities and the Indian High Commission in Bangladesh, calling the situation worrying ahead of elections scheduled in February. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor also expressed disappointment over developments in Bangladesh, stating that Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee has urged the government to engage constructively to stabilize bilateral relations.
That are taking place there and targeted attacks on Indian assets as well as the people. Apart from that, we are also seeing that there is an effort to completely once again dislodge the legacy of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, as the attacks have taken place on various media outlets as well as on other leaders of the political party, Awami League. And we see that a lot of radicals and others are derailing the original revolution that had taken place in Bangladesh. So I think that the Bangladesh is on a cusp, and as it is planning to have elections in 2 months' time, I think these developments are not good for Bangladesh.
Protests and attacks in Bangladesh. Reports say extremist elements attacked the Indian Assistant High Commission in Chittagong. Meanwhile, a group called July 36 Munch organized a march in Dhaka demanding the return of individuals they label as fugitives, including former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. India's border fencing update. India has completed fencing of 80% of the Bangladesh border and 93% of the Pakistan border, strengthening border security. Cashier suspended in Mahoba district. In Uttar Pradesh's Mahoba district, a cashier of the district cooperative bank was suspended after CCTV footage showed him stealing currency notes from a customer. A report has been sent to headquarters for termination proceedings.
अरे हाँ भैया वो पैसे वही है एक नोट जो है एक नोट है देखो एक किलोडाई के पास वो रखेंगे और दिखाओ हम किलोडाई के पास करो वो पैसा दिखाओ हमको जब यहाँ मौजूदा में रखा है तो हमको वहाँ भी मिलना चाहिए.
CM hands over school buses. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma today handed over buses to Alpha English Higher Secondary School Nongpo and Shillong College under the Chief Minister's Special Development Fund.
Come, we'll have a picture in front. I think this will be good.
CM met Shillong municipal staff. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma had breakfast with staff of the Shillong Municipal Board, appreciating their contribution towards maintaining cleanliness in the city.
The daytime you have or the shift, sometimes morning, sometimes night. Thank you.
Noticing or watching, but I want to tell you personally that so many people have told me about how happy they are to see all of you work so hard and keep our city clean. So don't think that people are not noticing. People are noticing, people are very happy, and people are very proud to see all of you do this. And I, on behalf of the state and people of Shillong city especially, would like to really take this opportunity to thank all of you. So don't think you're doing a simple thing. What you are doing is making a huge impact on how our city is clean, how our tourists feel about the city, and the citizens of the city also and the state, how they feel about their capital. Today, my whole purpose of calling you to the Chief Minister's bungalow is only to express our gratitude to you. This is Christmas season, and obviously Christmas is a time of joy, of love, of sharing happiness with everyone. And sometimes in life, we tend to ignore a lot of people and take people for granted. But maybe this is the time when we don't take people for granted. So Christmas time is the time when we share our joy and happiness. And so the reason I've called all of you is to share the joy and happiness of Christmas with all of you. We're to share a cup of tea, a small maybe cake we'll have together. We'll celebrate Christmas together. We'll celebrate the work that you're doing, which, as I said, is not a small thing. You're doing a lot of big things. Trust me, the impact that you're doing is really making our city much better. So once again, thank you so much. And also on behalf
Special Christmas trains announced. To manage the Christmas rush, Northeast Frontier Railway has announced special trains between Guwahati and Sairang from December 22 to 25. The trains will halt at several major stations and include AC, sleeper and general coaches to provide additional travel options for passengers visiting Mizoram during the festive season.
That's all for now on Apex News India. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay safe, and keep watching Apex News India.
Apex News, India Northeast.